Hey, so first let me apologize because I'm going to geek out on you guys for a second, but I wanted to briefly talk about a concept known as TDD. Now in software development, TDD stands for test-driven development, and it describes a process where a business unit has given a set of requirements, a list of requirements to a software development team, and then the software development team will build a series of tests that correspond to those business requirements. Then they'll write code that must satisfy the test. The idea is that once the code is passed and the tests are ran against that code, if all the tests pass, then the code aligns to the business expectations. The code that's been delivered, the product that's been delivered is what the business has asked for. It's what the business expects. So the goal here again is that 100% of the tests have passed. I was talking to someone yesterday and it kind of came up and then it just kind of hit me. What if TDD didn't stand for just test-driven development, but specifically when it comes to the church, what if TDD stood for test-driven discipleship? Now, if you think about it, the Bible gives us tests about what a disciple looks like. Things like loving your neighbor as yourself, picking up your cross and following daily after Jesus, considering others greater than yourself. We even have tests for fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And then I think about all the events and the activities and everything that the church is doing. Are we measuring our activities or the product of our activities based on the quality of the disciples that we're producing? Are we engaged in test-driven discipleship? There's so many things that we're doing, but are we producing the caliber of disciples that Christ has called his church to produce? Now I get it. There's an element to this where Jesus is working in all of us, the Holy Spirit is working in all of us, but there's also this, I believe, an expectation that the church has, or that Jesus has placed on his church, where we are to engage and do everything we can to produce a certain quality of discipleship among our members. And not being critical, but a lot of times I hear churches share the sentiment of, well, at least we're doing something. And we may not be perfect, but at least we're, getting partially the way there. And sorry, my software development mind kicks in and says, well, a company would not release a software product if the test hadn't passed. And so I kind of wonder, why do we make exceptions in our events, in our activities, if the quality of discipleship would not pass the mustard? Why are we okay with 80% quality control or 90% quality control? Why are we okay with just getting by when I believe that Christ desires, if not deserves, so much better? If we're willing to put in the effort and the energy as software developers to satisfy the requirements of the business and to appease and to satisfy the expectations of our shareholders, doesn't Christ deserve something far greater, something of so much higher quality? Just something for you guys to think about. Again, this idea of test-driven discipleship. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks.